Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. Today is episode 361. We are coloring in small victories, continuing on with these 8 tiny images, mostly floral with one butterfly that we did yesterday. Today we are going to be using the Kalour color barrel 180 set. I have colors picked out. They are the same colors as yesterday. We have one additional color today, and that is the canary yellow number 4 for the stars. I'm still not sure whether or not I want to do a background on these. I'm going to save that till the end and kind of see if there's a cohesiveness and I don't feel it is required. So we will play with these Kalour 180 color barrel pencils. I own this set and the identical colors in a black barrel 3.8 millimeter core. These are a very slender version of the Kalour with a very small, like a 3 millimeter to 3.3 millimeter core, and they feel very, very lightweight. I would say that these have a very good feel for a hand that is, arthritic or sore. And so far these pencils they go down really easy. They are the easiest pencils to color with, and I do prefer the smaller core for this smaller book. So I've got the yellow down. Again, that's number 4. This hopefully will go pretty quickly today. I am starting coloring very late, just a lot of things going on, and then I had some company over, and then we have Kitten Patrol, of course, and he did just wake up right when I was thinking it would be good that I could just keep coloring. Then he woke up. So that's how these things go. All right, so I am coloring kind of upside down today, but not as upside down as yesterday was. I am also sitting in a different spot. Now I am with my calf that is getting better, but it is still injured. I am exploring some of the different seating arrangements I have around my house. It's kind of always good to see what your options are when things come up. And so with my color combo, we're going to do the purple combo first. It is a purple, kind of actually indigo to purple into pinks. So from lightest to darkest is light rosy pink 86, rosy pink 24, purple 65, deep purple 174, and cobalt purple 119. So we're going to start with the darkest color. I will say that this is a 180 set, and you would think that it would have every color you could possibly need. But what I'm finding is that the cobalt blue is the darkest true blue in the kind of the indigo side of things. There's a Prussian bluish dark, but I wanted to have that indigo look. So this was the closest I could come, and I think it is still a little bit on the lighter side. So we're just gonna lay it down, and that's how it laid down on my copy paper. So we will see how it lays down on this very smooth Small Victories paper. We do have Hub in the kitchen today. He is, in fact, this late at night, baking cookies. Some cookie mix that we had from the holidays is finally getting made. And I had said I was filming, but he conveniently forgot. That's how these things go. He is the cook of the family, and so we will hear him, hopefully not too loud. The kitten is on the other side of the blast doors, having a grand time, playing his little heart out, as only kittens can. So that's the blue. That isn't quite that deep indigo I was hoping for. I did also try a darker purple, but I didn't like that it strayed too far from the pair of images I have up above that I did yesterday in the Rogeton, and I'm trying to have this page look as cohesive as my sets will allow. So we have the greens. I've decided that any of these tendrily bits are going to be colored green. We're going to move on to the deep purple 171. I thought I said 174, but I was wrong. It is 171. It was also, I keep forgetting that this has some metallics, has a dozen metallics and 0 neons. I had mistakenly, when I was doing my investigation of which pencils had neon, I thought these had neons, but they do not. It may be like the 260 set that comes with neons. We continue to have very cold weather. I wish you well if you are in parts of, like everywhere else that is having snow. People in the south having snow who like haven't had snow for 100 years. Tallahassee, the Panhandle, Louisiana. I just hope everybody is safe and warm. And that nobody has any issues with this crazy weather. My friend in North Carolina sent me her weather. Low of 7 degrees, high for the day of 21. That is just insane. We've had in the high 40s today. Hub has said that by next week it will be back to the 70s, thank goodness. This cold weather is craziness. Very cold. Moving on to the lighter purple, 65. Kind of trending toward the violet now. These are very small petals, and I need to leave room to get that full pink transition. You probably all heard Hub cheering on Lucky. So these little buds, we will have this violet be the darkest color here at the bottom. And then we're moving on to the pink. This is the hot pink, rosy pink, 24. I really love this color combination. I am really quite amazed at our screen room glass door, which is an exterior door. I can see everything going on in the room. The kitten, at first, when I would close the doors, he would not realize that it was closed, so I have a strip of painter's tape across the bottom, about 8 inches up, so that he can tell that the door is closed. And you know, I did not know how well that would work, but he did run in right into it a couple of times. So I'm like, I have to do something. And the painter's tape has done the trick. It is how he knows that the door is closed. And he doesn't really see me when I'm in here. He's a kitten, he's playful, so he tunes me out and just does his kitten thing. And I can watch him. It's great. I can watch he and Hub interact. It's very cute. All right, we've got one last color. I have left enough to be able to have the light rosy pink which is 86, I believe. I don't have my reading glasses on today. I almost did not color. I purposefully, with my mom here, I dropped down. I wanted to do the daily color every day. Had to drop it to 6 days a week. Then with my mom coming here, I'm really glad I had already decided I just have to do the 4 days a week. Real life it's just too time consuming. And then now with the kitten, it's going to work out perfect. It gives me some flexibility with my schedule. And on weeks that I can do a bonus video, great. But this way I've got at least the first quarter planned out at 4 days a week. For the daily color, anyway. You guys didn't want to have me pop in 2 days a week on some days, which I did when I was trying to color almost every single day. Bonus episodes would be 2 in 1 day. I think one of the few days I actually had a net loss. That's only happened like twice. And one of the net loss days, I think I did 3 posts in a day, and I knew I was pushing it. I think I had, like a special report of something. I then did a poll, probably in prep for the next thing we were working on, and then I had a daily color. And I think for some folks who were subscribers, that put them over the edge and did not work for them. Which is one of the reasons why I will be going to the membership, where I will still have some polls for everybody, but I will do more interactions within the membership area, and those people hopefully they'll know what they're signing up for, because I am going to enjoy having a deeper interaction with everybody who is part of the membership, so that we can accomplish great coloring things. Okay, so now I'm ready to darken things up. And get rid of most of the white, like I did up above with the flower, because the butterfly, which was the start of it all, already did not have any white. So I have to repeat that. Okay, going back to the rosy pink. And it is not as sharp as it could be. I'm going to skip now to the blue. So I get that pop of color. That's very pretty. I really like it. going to a little bit of the violet. It's called Purple 65. And I do want that rosy pink. I've already started picking out the Black Widow colors. And then Artex is the last, and I can't wait to see how these four stack up. It's going to be very pretty. This is the lightest pink. Thinking of leaving just a teeny bit of white. Okay. All the buds colored, and then we're moving on to the green. Quite a bit of, we have two types of leaves I see. So with the greens, I only have 4. And I had to pick a dark. Pretty neutral. It's called emerald green, but boy, it does not look like emerald green to me. It is still pretty bluish green. I am going to do these 3 leaves and these 2 big leaves starting with the very darkest. Yeah, see, that's a nice bluey green. Even though the barrel does not look to be that bright. There are some barrel inconsistencies with all of the budget pencils, so you just have to use your swatch. Keep your swatches handy so you know exactly what colors you're going to be having to use. And you can't trust the barrels. Then you have the Black Widow, that my particular set, some of the sets that I have don't have any color at all, it's just the tip. So in some cases where I really was confused, I actually wrapped my own swatch around the end as if it was a colored tip. Okay, so then we have these two. They're so close. This is how I think it goes. But I'm probably going to have to... We have jade green and clover green, but if I go by the tips tell me that this is the darkest, but I kind of feel like the jade green looks darkest looking at the barrel. So off to the side. Here, I'll even... This is the one I believe is darker by the tip. This one is a little bit darker by the barrel. See, and it is the lighter color. So I am correct. Moving on. So here are the 4 colors together. Again, it's a little counterintuitive. So we have apple green is the lightest, 81. Second lightest is Jade Green 164, followed by Clover Green 46, and the darkest is 69. I have already colored the emerald, and now I'm going to use the clover. I really like how small these are and how they get right into the spaces, and I feel like I have room to work with a smaller core. I always thought the biggest core was best, and I am wrong. Okay, so then the next color is the Jade Green. Okay, lightest green is the Apple Green. You get that nice bright tip. Let's see, we moved. Sorry about that. Oh, I see it shifts when I lean into it. So this Apple Green, I'm going to go back through. Yeah, very nice. I'm only going to do on these small tendrils and small leaves 2 colors. I will do Apple Green and Jade Green. Okay, and then I said Jade Green. There it is. The color tones is a little different than you on the here. Right here is the light color. The spring green, I think it was, with the Rajaten. It has a little more blue in it and less yellow than what the Apple Green looks like. I'm going to do something a little crazy here that I did not feel inclined to do in the upper image. Get a little bit more shadow going on. Right. Okay, now that looks darn cute. We're going to slide sideways so we can get to work. I'm going to keep the greens in my hand. I'm going to use starting with the darkest green. We've got way more types of leaves. We have like 4 kinds of leaves. So this will be interesting to see how well we can stretch the 4 green colors. These two are different. These two leaves match the leaves on these, that flower, and that flower. Okay. I am going to take the second green, which is Clover Green 46, and I'm going to see these blades of grass. Can be this, and actually then I have Jade Green and Apple Green are the two lighter ones. Okay, Apple Green. I should have done Jade Green, huh? Jade Green right here. Forgot to fill in. This is Clover. All right, Jade Green is a little bit lighter. I think that this green here is not going to have any of the apple green. These will not have any apple green. That's how I'm going to differentiate them. All right, and I have a thought. Okay, now we've got our apple green. This is the lightest one. And we have the stars to the left. The upper image does not have any need for the yellow. This does actually have a need for the yellow, so I'm going to extend the use of the yellow, and I'll share with you what that looks like. I'm going to see how that goes. The nice thing is, if I really don't like it, I can erase it. I don't mind a little bit of the tips of the blades having this apple green. Okay, so that's looking good. And I'm grabbing the yellow. Here is my plan. I've got yellow in the middle of the flowers. That's to be expected. Okay, but here's what I'm going to do with the yellow. And I'm not going to get all crazy with, you know, gold tones to make this look like gold filigree. I'm just going to let it be yellow, because this right here does not look like a natural in nature element. And so I think that these little filigrees on the side are also not natural. Okay, so there's a couple of jade green. Maybe I only missed these two, and that's it. All right. The very tips of these. Okay, so I'm going to lay those down, and I'm going to grab the pink to violet to blue, and these three are going to start with the indigo. Gonna shift a little bit here. So these are so small. As I move on to deep purple 171, I might not be able to get these flowers all the way to the pink, but I've got the buds and these small flowers, so I will still be able to get the full range of floral colors. Maybe just not on these three bigger flowers, if they just, it's not enough size. Oh, and I forgot a leaf. Okay, moving on to this violet. So tiny. Nope, I'm gonna grab. Whoop. I can't believe I forgot this leaf on both of these flowers. Okay, I am going to do these light pink. I might go back in if there is room. Go a little bit darker at the base of them. These three flowers are going to start with the violet. Actually, I think it says purple, but it is violet to me. Purple 65. Going with the rosy pink 24. these little flowers look like popcorn. They're becoming pink popcorn. Lightest pink, which is called light rosy pink. Again, I have to remember that no white, because that butterfly started out without any white, and I tend to like to use white, but I didn't. So for consistency's sake, using medium pressure now, trying to get some burnishing, getting the tooth filled in. I am now going back and forth in the direction of these longer petals, but on these small popcorny looking flowers, I am using circles. All right, so simple. And we are done. All right, so that finishes off row 2 using the Kalour 180 color barrel. I have a big annual meeting thing to do tomorrow, and so it is possible. I'm actually working while I talk. I'm back over here. Oops, and I'm almost dropping the Black Widow case. Don't want to do that. So it is possible that I will be back, not tomorrow, but on Friday rather, for the next row. Row 3, which will be the Black Widow. And as I said, I've already started picking colors, and it's reminding me they are the most painful pencils to work with. And I believe the newer versions of those Black Widows do have dipped ends, unlike my set. So, on that note, do all the YouTube things like share, comment, consider subscribing. And thank you so much for joining me today, and welcome back if you are returning. And I hope to see you on the next one. Take care.